But the kids were just amazing. They were very interested, and that just gives us hope that the next generation really is paying attention. Let me introduce my family. They're running around here somewhere. My lovely wife, Delinda. Where is she gone? There she is. She's popping in the back door back there. We've been married for almost 21 years. She was born in Casey County, and she teaches at Heritage Christian Academy. And there's... and my lovely daughter, Julia, standing right beside her. Julia likes to read and write, and she likes animals, dogs and cats, and Hannah Montana, I believe. My son Will here in the front row, he's 14. He likes to exercise. He really likes the Second Amendment. So we go out target shooting quite a lot. And soccer, he enjoys soccer. So I'd like to introduce myself and talk to you a little bit about the issues. First, I'm a 10-year military veteran. I served in the first Gulf War. I defended our nation against drugs. I'm a 13-year businessman, experienced at cutting waste and creating jobs. I'm a lifelong conservative who believes in the 3 R's. Ronald Reagan, Republican. And I'm a concerned citizen who has never run for office, never even been part of a political campaign. So you might wonder, why am I running for office? Well, the answer is very simple. Our country is under attack. We have terrorists who literally want to kill Americans and literally want to destroy our nation. We have domestic forces that in a different way want to destroy our way of life. When I joined the military, I took an oath to protect, preserve, and defend the Constitution of the United States against all enemies, foreign and domestic, so help me God. And when I meet my Creator and I stand before Him, I want to be able to tell Him I did everything I could do to defend the Constitution of this great country.
Yes. Amen.
Now, we have a lot of domestic enemies. I think the Washington Democrats, the ally they have found in Comrade Obama, are domestic enemy number 1. They are weakening our military. They are undermining the moral and social basis of our country, and they're destroying our economy. Well, we all have to stand up. We all have to speak out, and we all have to fight back against this out-of-control government. Now, what is my vision for Kentucky and for America? Well, like I said, I believe in Ronald Reagan Republican. We need to lower taxes. We need to reduce the size of the government. We need to strengthen and maintain our military. We need to defend all life, including unborn life. And we need to regain our trust and faith in the individual and in capitalism and the marketplace. So as your United States Senator, I will never, ever give ground on those principles. I will stand firm and never compromise when it comes to those core beliefs. Let me talk to you a minute about some of the issues. I'm going to go through these very quickly because I want to get Dr. Keys up here on the stage soon. But when it comes to health care, you know, health care works for 90% of the people. Why do we want to break it? We ought to look at ways to make it more affordable for the other 10%. But there's no reason to destroy the best health care in the world. I've been to many countries, and I've experienced and seen other options, like public options. And inevitably, they also have a private option. And it's because the public option is never of the same quality or of lower cost. It's always lower quality and higher cost. So we shouldn't be fooled. Healthcare, public healthcare, isn't about healthcare at all. It's about controlling us. It's about taking over our economy. It's about making us more dependent upon government, which is exactly the wrong thing we need to have done. When it comes to jobs, we often say we have a healthcare crisis. I think we have a jobs crisis. We have manufacturing plants that are closing. They're moving offshore, and why is that? Is it because they can get cheaper labor overseas? Well, maybe. But when you look at the quality of labor, versus the productivity of labor, there is no better worker in the world than the American worker. Again. So they're not leaving because of labor. They're leaving because our federal government is making it impossible for them to be competitive. High taxation, burdensome regulations. That's the reason our companies are leaving. They're actually finding other parts of the world where they're more free to do business than right here in America. So the equation is very simple. We need to cut taxes, we need to reduce regulations, and we need to keep our manufacturing companies right here in America. It is an important part of our sovereignty as a nation. So we must find a way to solve this problem. On the issue of defense, I'm very passionate about this issue. I believe in strength, peace through strength. I believe in having a very strong and effective military, maintaining our military bases around the world. I believe in a preemptive option when necessary to protect our national interests. And let me be very clear in these next points. I think we need to continue to hold steady in Iraq. We are making good progress. And we absolutely need to give General McChrystal the 40,000 troops he's requested, and we need to do that right now. What we must understand about that situation is when you're in that type of a situation, you can't tell the good guys from the bad guys. You rely on the intelligence and the trust of the people in the country. Until we demonstrate that trust, we won't get that information. So deploying those troops is a symbol, it's a demonstration of our trust and confidence that we are going to complete the mission. And finally, on Guantanamo Bay, we should never, ever allow the terrorists to set foot on the shores of the greatest country in the world. And finally, let me talk to you briefly about energy. The interesting thing about energy is it's directly correlated to the quality of life we have. Have you noticed that? When the cost of energy goes up, the price of everything goes up. We can't drive as much. We can't heat and cool our house in the way we want to heat and cool our houses. So energy is just a cornerstone of our economy, just like manufacturing. So we need to get an energy policy in this country that actually allows us to keep our energy costs down. Our coal production in this state is down 30% since 1990. Let's go get the coal out of the ground. Let's go get some oil out of the ground. And let's build the refineries we need to get the oil to the marketplace. We haven't built a refinery in 30 years, again because of taxation and regulation. We need to build refineries. And I ran nuclear power plants when I was in the military. I know they can be run safely. We do need to build nuclear power plants. It's a sustainable and scalable way to get cheap electricity. I talked a moment about defending life. This is the final issue I want to talk about. When you think of the Declaration of Independence, it talks about unalienable rights to life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. Have you noticed it starts with life? Mm-hmm. We must always respect life in this country. And that means we need to defend life from the moment of conception all the way through to natural death, and we can make no compromise on that. Now we're at a very critical point in our history of our nation. We can choose to become addicted to government and selfishly take from the government, build up greater debt, and saddle generations to come with the responsibility to pay it off. Or we can do like the Founding Fathers did. We can think about the posterity of our country, and we can sacrifice now to pay off that debt and to make sure that our kids and grandkids have the same type of future we've had. That's the choice we have right now. I know what I'm going to do. I'm going to stand up and fight to make sure we continue to be a government of the people, by the people, and for the people. Because ultimately, that is the gift our Founding Fathers gave us. And that is the strength of America. The moment we lose that, we've lost our country. So as you think about this Senate race and who to vote for, think about who's going to stand with the same resolve as somebody like Senator Bunning, and the same resolve as somebody like Ronald Reagan. Who's going to stand with that independence? Who's going to stand with that strength when the pressure gets tough in Washington? As I said earlier, I've been tested in some tough situations, and I will never give ground. And I want to retake that shining city on the hill so that America has a bright future. Thank you so much.